Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This game is a Blitz tournament final. A Blitz tournament hosted by Bloodier last weekend on a Sunday. Usually most tournaments are on a Saturday. So Bloodier decided to host a Blitz. Hopefully more people will host Blitzes in the future. So you had several very good players joining this one. And the two that reached the final are Blast Shield here, the yellow, playing Cybrant. I think is that the new color? One of the more recently added colors. And Farm Slicha playing Aeon in his burgundy red. Or my burgundy red, I should say. No, I don't really have a color. Except blue and red on the ladder. So he is not making any power generators. The map is Certus Major Classic 1v1 map. One of the best. A GPG map. So we have 4 engineers, a scout, 2 more engineers, a scout, and then a lot more engineers after that. So I'm not going to get any tanks out of this first factory. Just engineers. And on a map like this, you really do want to make the most of your build power at the start. Get a lot of engineers out. This is not the kind of map where you make 3 engineers in a tank or 4 engineers in a tank generally. Unless you have a very particular plan for that tank, or generally you want to make a lot of engineers quickly, and Farm's going to just mix in a couple scouts so that he will spot any labs, and this scout over this side will also help him spot a bomber if it's coming. So we have all 4 mexes built by the commander, and we have then the Hydro Rush, then 3 B-gens, so you can see how he leaves a space for this engineer so that the pathfinding doesn't delay him, and then he gets the air factory up. Get that interceptor to make sure he doesn't lose anything to a bomber. Then we have an engineer here getting some reclaim, just a little bit. He's going to need more reclaim. Once he starts building over here with the commander, he's going to get his first extra land factories after the initial one are going to be up on the cliff, so that he can work on getting this reclaim here. You get some power reclaim and some mass, and expand to these 5 mexes, and also then a lot of reclaim the bottom of this mountain, rolling down the hills, depositing itself carefully, or not so carefully, at the bottom. So you can see already he's going to have to add more engineers to power generation, power building. Gonna have 3 or 4 very soon, and there you see, look, turns this guy around, sees what his power is like, and adds more build power. And let's see what Blast is doing, because we haven't looked at his map at all yet. He's already got 2 factories edge built. You can see very, very similar. Hasn't added an extra guy to power yet, but his power situation is actually much better for some reason. I think he actually has less power income though. Now this is strange actually. Seems like very slow expansion to the left, and Farm Station definitely did not kill an engineer here. Now we have an inti fight, and actually Blast wins that, just barely. And there are a couple tanks, I believe, on the way. So you can see here, much faster expansion here, and there's already a factory going up, and that's going to build engineers to get all this reclaim. There's also significant reclaim up here to be got. Lots of engineers need to be made. Reclaim along here as well. And it looks like Blast is just getting air control easily. Farm sent an inti across, and now he's just suiciding interceptors, it seems. It's not really good trading. And also these tanks idle from Blast Shield. That could be a big mistake if he needs to get an air scout up and push, because there's definitely, he could have already ran through here and done damage, because look, there's only 5 tanks, and they're all on this side of the map. Except this one now moving across. He could already be in raiding this engineer. Could maybe have denied this factory here. It's only just finished, so when you go for those fast tanks, you don't want to waste any time. And that's, well, Blast Shield has wasted that time, it seems. And that's not good for him because his ACU is coming across, and that's going to block the choke and make it very difficult to get a raid in. Firearms arrives. Look at that OP range. So in the last patch, we reduced the muzzle velocity of the Aeon of the Aurora and removed that, or reverted the accuracy while moving change so that they're not. It just had some unintended consequences. It's a strange parameter that made them fire quite strangely when moving. So we thought better to make them more dodgeable. So they have less muzzle velocity in their shots, so you should be able to dodge a bit easier now. And do that zigzag and get into range of the Aurora. Yeah, much less power for Blast Shield, and maybe that's gonna hurt him. If we look at Reclaim though, well, Farm's 600 mass ahead on Reclaim, and now the push seems gonna come in. Yes, Blast Shield gonna try send these tanks in, but the ACU is here. And he should expect the ACU to be here because if we look, he's in the exact same position himself. And he's gonna try and squeeze past, but Farms is getting a lot of shots off, and the pathfinding is really messing with these Mantis. They run down into here and then back up, and that is really bad. One tank has gotten past. Lots of dead Mantis here, and they get past, and there's already a factory up, and the Aurora are going to come out and take out this Mantis. Kills one engineer. 2 kills in total. And yeah, that is bad for Blast Shield. All his units on the bottom have been killed, mostly by the ACU, who now has farmed some vet. And he's going to have the advantage over Blast Shield's commander in the future by being closer to that first vet level. Oh, we have T2 mexes. Already 2 of them, a third one, fourth. What the fuck? 5th, 6th. He's upgrading 4 T2 mexes. That's crazy. And he's able to spend it all, so you can see, and he already has T2 land, so this is very greedy from Farms, I have to say. And it doesn't look like Blast Shield can punish this. He could have a lot more units right now. Could have a lot more units, but he has 1600 mass in the bank. He needs about double the amount of factories, honestly. If he had double the amount of factories, I think he could do a lot of damage, but I think Farms is going to get well away with this. I mean, there's just not enough units for Blast to capitalize, and look at all of these mexes. He hasn't even gone to mid yet. He hasn't even got mid reclaim, and he is already going to have 6 T2 mexes, and he has a T2 Pigeon as he's getting the mid mass. It's very nice. Taking damage from the Medusa, and Blast Shield trying to dodge the fervor shots as they will absolutely melt his ACU's HP. Comes back for the last little bite. And yeah, Farms now well ahead on reclaim. Oh, we have a nice little drop here. Farms throws up a radar, see what's happening. Looks like some damage can be done. Farms trying to take out the transport. Zinti's getting caught by Blast Shield's air. Blast Shield wins air control. Also now using bombers. Look at that bomb. 4 Aurora dead. And 2 on Bomber. Just a hair away from a vet level. The range gun coming for farms as Blast Shield upgrades T2 and makes ground on the left side. Good rating. And the Medusa here. Take out the walls and the PD if they don't run into it, which they did. Looks like this engineer just reclaimed a lot of this this reclaim here. Would be nice to see how much. Speed gun now for farms. And he's making T2 land. He's going for Obsidian and also mixing in shields. How many Obsidians does he have already? He already has 7 of them. And he has a shield, he has a flak. And let's see what Blast Shield can do versus that. He has T2 land of his own. He only has 3. Ooh, he's going for Wagner's first. Okay. So I guess he wants the speed, but I expect him to move to Rhinos shortly enough. Still a lot of mass in the bank for Blast Shield. That's just not what you want to see. You do not want to have 1700 mass in the bank. Now the T2P gen has just finished, so he should be able to dump all that mass into something, into extra mexes. You can see some of what Farms has here. Has a decent idea. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 T2 support factories. So Farms going heavy into T2 land, so Blast Shield should be aware of that and make some of his own T2 support factories. And not maybe not rush T3, just go for the T2 land. What is he gonna do versus the Obsidians? There's so many of them. And this is the result of the balance patch with T3 land being nerfed. Well, we're gonna see Obsidians get made, and I have seen them since the patch, and they're doing pretty damn good. So let's see how they do in this game. They have, if you don't know, because nobody has built them before, well, they have a lot of health. Actually, more health on the shield than in their maximum health, which is unusual. Generally, the shield has a lot less HP. So don't run out of power when you want to fight with them. They will get royally screwed. For their shield, they have a -10 power maintenance cost, so can get quite expensive. If we look at how many he has now, he has 21, so it's 210 power to pay for all those, just in energy cost, maintenance cost. And they have a slow rate of fire with a massive damage shot. It does I think 480 damage. We can check here on the stats actually. Yeah, 480. And they're quite slow and they have a short range, but their damage is mighty, and so is their health. 2750 HP. So as a Cybran, what you want to make against them is, well, you want to make a lot of Medusa, just to stun the crap out of them, keep them at bay, keep them out of range. And then, I mean, not really sure what the best units are versus them. If you have space, I mean, you can, if you have space and time, maybe you could use Hoplites. As the TML comes in from Blast Shield, that's quite nice. No TMD yet. Farms just started making it. So we see a T2 support factory go down, possibly with an Obsidian building inside it, probably. And 3 T2 mexes get killed. That's going to help Blast Shield a lot, but now Farms with his shield. Oh, is that heavy? No, it's just the first shield. And double gun takes out the TML from range. And he's going to kill his PD as well. On the left, look at this force of Obsidians with the shields. The shields are very, very strong. Quite cheap in maintenance and just block so much damage. And the Obsidians are just running over this. A few of them go down with the Rhinos trying to kite away. are going to be shooting the ground probably. Well, no, they seem to be hitting. Right, obsidians just have a bit less range than rhinos, but see, once the obsidians get on top of you, ooh, they're like T2 Percys, I find, except at shorter range. So that is very, very bad. The obsidian's just running straight through. Another army of rhinos comes to meet them. PD's going up very quickly. The drones are going crazy, stretching all across the map just to build a PD. And the obsidians here just dominating. No shields left now though. We do still have some fervors, and they're gonna put out a lot of damage. Bombers coming in to try and kill this, as a whole new T1 T2 army appears from blast shield from behind to try and clear this up. Now there's damage done, but these are only T1 mexes. He didn't even kill them all. He killed a lot of army, but there's a lot of reclaim now. Look at this T2 Rex scattered all over this expansion that Farms is not really going to get, and Blast Shield is now ahead in reclaim. Probably some of the dead T2PD and TML helped him out with that in mid. Another force of obsidians. They push the whole way through now. There's a T2 Mex. Oh, this one's almost complete. A very painful loss. Maybe a bad decision to be upgrading that Mex to T2 instead of getting storages in the safer Mexes. So that is a bit of a pain to lose those. Yeah, no plan for T3. It's just obsidians all the way for farm sledge. As finally this is mopped up on the left, but on the right, well, rhinos actually missing blazes. That's an interesting one. Haven't noticed that before. Rhinos missing blazes. There's always a new unit that misses some other unit, or a new unit that lasers will miss. And let's see if Blast Shield can get back into this. Now look at the, I mean, it looks actually very even. Blast Shield has more total mass now, thanks to being very slightly ahead on his mass, on his reclaim, and killing those 3 T2 mexes with the TML helped him a huge amount. Without that, he would be in a pretty bad situation now. With mid push, his Farms walks forward with his ACU, tanking all the T2 PD damage, and the Obsidians move in and do the damage. On the right, Obsidian's actually getting stunned, taking a lot of damage, but there's still so many of them on full HP that I feel like they're not gonna go down. And look at that, they're still winning the battle. But all the reclaim close to Blast Shield. Barm says no snipe. He only has, well, his shield has just gone down, and he only has one mobile flak and a mobile shield. No other flaks nearby at all. So certainly right to be worried that a snipe could be coming. Maybe Corsairs from Blast Shield. Oh my goodness. Let's see how many inties that is. 74 if we don't count the ones out of fuel. Oh no, Blast Shield, what are you doing? Why are you making 9 or 10 times as many interceptors as your opponent? That is a big waste of mass. I mean, look, and energy. 4,500 mass in interceptors, 200,000 energy. Just think about that, 200,000 energy. I mean, pretty sure you can build a monkey lord with 200,000 energy. Gonna need a lot more mass than 4,500, but you know, that is a lot of wasted resources really at this stage. Because I don't think there hasn't been a large air fight that he's won recently or anything. He's just way overbuilding. It's not like he won a big fight with a lot left over. And also that would also be a waste, I guess. So that's a big problem for Blast Shield. Just one of the most common mistakes to just overbuild inties. And I like that he has paused all of his air factories just as I say it. Amazing. So I guess he noticed just as fast as I did. And now 43 obsidians. 43 obsidians. Only a couple shields left. Many of them have died. And we're just going to keep ecoing. And Farms now is actually extending his lead. I mean, it was very even there, and then Farms took a big lead in score, and that's energy storage going down. Oh, he reclaimed the storage, so it didn't blow up. It actually may have killed that T2P gen, because both storages would have gone up. Another bomb, but he has 350 HP. Cyber Bomber does maximum of 300 damage, and the energy storage just survives 50 HP. Should probably put a shield there, I would say, to be honest, Farms. Just, oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, that's sad. Sad base building. On the right, Blast tries to make a move, and look at those 4 dead T2 tanks very quickly. That's what the Obsidians will do to you. 13 Obsidians here. Just a brutal force. I mean, there's only 10 Rhinos. Rhinos significantly cheaper as well than Obsidians. As you can see here, just under 300 mass, and the Obsidian's 360, I believe. Yep, 360 mass, so superior numbers for the Obsidians, and they cost more. Now, good for Blast Shield that he has a lot of Medusa mixed in. That's going to be great versus the Obsidians. They're going to take a lot of those shots. Get slowed down, delayed by the stun. And that's very good from Blast Shield to have so many Medusa. That's really what you want in this scenario, as you can see here. For the damage and the stun. And needs to back up now. Try and keep as many units alive as he can. Keep kiting. Oh, the stun is brutal. There goes one. But there's so many Obsidians here. 30 Obsidians now. My god. I think he can run over this. I think he could have already run over this, probably. Now, Bombers coming in to this tightly packed group. But the shields are going to absorb most of that damage, and have probably... many of them will be... well, they won't actually be regen by the time this battle happens, because Farms is going for it right now. The shield leading the way. Not the best use of a shield, but now we have T3 land from Blast Shield, and maybe it'll be just in time. He has a brick, 2 bricks here. And one thing I would actually love to see is beetles. That would be amazing to see. I would love to see how they do versus the Obsidians. They might be extremely good, actually, now that I think about it. There's a T2 factory right here that could be making them, but we're not seeing it. On the left side, Farms has again a pretty large T2 force, but there's a brick here now. There's also a mobile arty, the Treb looking to do damage, and there's storage T2 mechs at the front, so they're going to have to be protected. You can see shields going up, otherwise they will just go down to the range of the Trebuchet. A lot of T2 mechs is here, and maybe we'll see T3 mechs. That is one there. T3 mechs on the way for farms, and look at the kill advantage for farms is massive, just showing how good the Obsidians have been for him. 1.46 kill ratio, and that's not from, I mean, maybe actually that is partly from killing T1 air, like there's been quite a few bombers, but I think most of it is just from the efficacy of the Obsidians versus the Rhinos. Even versus the Rhinos and Medusa, the Obsidians have been doing a lot of damage, but now push back on the right side. All these Obsidians in full retreat. There is 30 of them here not so long ago. 7 are walking away from this. And they didn't really make up much ground. They got up to here, and then the T3 land. These bricks did a great job defending. Still, this commander in mid actually has 5 vet levels. Full vet commander just wandering around in mid. No anti-air. No anti-air whatsoever. And that's a lot of bombers. I feel like these 2-on bombers are not good at all from Blast Shield. Well, holy shit, he just killed a lot of shields there. As they went down. But I would love to have seen some T2 air. I mean, this commander was alone in mid for a long time, and this push is very dangerous. We have a brick dropped into its death, and Harbs running towards these T2 mexes, supported by shields. There's a flak. There's a lot of Obsidians, and they're coming for the... They're going to run the whole way through the base. There's some T2 PDs that they've now come into range of. But Blast Shield sending his commander after this. He just overcharges into the shield, which blocks it. And if Blast Shield gets focused here by the Obsidians, he's surely dead. Only 9,500 HP on this commander, but the Obsidians are just have a move order. They're moving in. They're going for P-gens and bricks, but damn, he could have... I think he could have killed the commander quite easily there. 0 vets on this guy. Still, and... yeah. And now the Obsidian's going down. 2 T2 Pigeons go down. 2 T2 Mexes here. And a ton of reclaim. If you're wondering where to get the mod that changes the numbers, check the description. The mod that changes the reclaim labels to show you the bigger ones. There's a link to a forum thread about it. And that attack was... I do not think that was good. I mean, it was a good attack, but at the end, if he had just focused down this commander, I'm sure Blast Shield would die there to those Harbs and Obsidians. But he doesn't, and he's been given even more reclaim. That's really what's keeping him in this match. I mean, he has 20,000 more reclaim already, and he hasn't even really gathered any of this up yet. Now we have T3 mechs here from him, 2 upgrading at once now, which is fair enough considering he's just had a big army suicided onto his side of the map. He has all this reclaim to use. And yet, upgrading a couple at once is fair enough, especially if you look at farms, who has 5 T3 mexes. 5 T3 mexes. He's really running away with this game right now. And he's actually started a GC. See the army, 31 Harbs. I do not think there's that many bricks around. 21 bricks, so mass for mass, let's see, that's like 27k. Wow, exactly the same. Holy shit. What are the odds that when I check it, it will be precisely the same? Overcharge comes in, takes out a brick, but Farms is in range of several bricks now, and his shield is already down. And that is very dangerous. But now his army of Harbs quite close by, and multiple shields there as well. And the bricks. are forced to retreat away from the Harbs as they move in. So, well, got some nice overcharges in. His shield is now going to recharge pretty sharpish. Still a pretty dangerous army of bricks here, but they can't really do much against that ACU when it's supported by Harbs and shields. The Treb's really trying to go to work on this area. I mean, he's killed one T2 mechs and some storage, but there's another T2 mechs and a T3 mechs here to be killed. If he can bring down the shields, then he can TML this. There's no TMD here. And I would be looking at, oh well, definitely there should be T2 air already. If he has T2 air, then he can go after these T3 mechs. It's like this is a very exposed position to make T3 mechs in, honestly. It's quite far forward. You can build a TML way back in the base to attack these. And he could just even T1 bomber these things, or if he had T2 air Corsair, the TMD very easily. And TML all of these mechs. That was a T2 PGN site by these T1 bombers. Well, okay. Not really a big fan of that, considering there's T3 PGN here. But it is actually making farms stall, and the damage is going onto the health because the shields of the Harbs are down. This is very bad. Look at the amount of damage those Trebs have done there. That is brutal, and they're going to be a lot less useful in a fight. See, several of them in the yellow and in the red. Trebs are very powerful. Have a very nice AoE, especially in comparison to the Aeon T3 mobility. Of course, the Aeon T3 mobility can move and shoot, which is pretty great. Now, this is also, well, this is a very interesting attack, because if you get bricks up here, you can hit mechs from above on the cliff. And also, if he could hold this position, Blast could get some T3 mobility just here. In about this range, he could hit these mechs, do some damage. There's no shields here to help defend. See several dead Harbs here. Not sure how they died, but they got absolutely crushed anyway. However they died. Now, where is the T3 PGen? Oh, we have T2 air. T2 air HQ there. But where is the T2 PGen? T3 PGen? I don't understand. Another T2 PGen going up. Yeah, we need to see a switch from T2 PGens. And actually, the GC has just complete. I nearly forgot about it. And now let's look at this army. 86,000 mass in land units. 56,000 mass, so they would be pretty much even. They are pretty much even, except for that GC. And Blast is going forward. Like, and he doesn't have an Omni, of course. With a T3 PGen, you're not really going to make an Omni. I don't think he knows that there's a GC coming. And here it is on the front line, taking out bricks. He did not know. He definitely did not know. And these crappy walls that are in the way, that's quite annoying. He needs to run away from this. Well, honestly, I don't think it matters now. And he attacks on the top, and there's a lot of Harbs in range here. On the bottom, he's also just got wrecked. Oh, damn, he just lost about 10 bricks there. More than 10 bricks. Very cheaply. And there's now, well, little hope. Here come the Beetles, finally. But this is too little too late, as the entire army in mid has just been crushed. and he went from having, I believe, 38 bricks, 30 in the 30s anyway. He now has 14 bricks after about, well, one and a half, 2 minutes later. And this looks very, very bad. Sad insult to injury. The bricks are shooting the ground. Artie's doing what they can to try and stop this. And also the Beetles trying to run in, but they're getting taken out quickly by the Harbs out front. And the Beetles, oh, they're getting close. Did some damage there. But yeah, this is screwed. Yes, no, the Beetles don't stun T4s. Yep, that's a GG. Farb's looking strong here. Well, I know at least one mistake certainly the Blast Shield did was building all those inties. Built a lot of interceptors that could have been used for, you know, he could have used the power for many other things in the mass, like more T2 mexes. Farms went so greedy at the start. I mean, if he was against a real, someone was hardcore spamming, I think he would be in a really difficult situation when he made those. Yeah, got 6 T2 mexes on the go and T2 land. It was a very, very greedy beginning, and well, it paid off anyway. And those obsidians look very, very good versus the rhinos. And I think, well, Farms getting faster to T2 land made sure he had a numbers advantage for the majority of the game with those obsidians by, well, beginning to produce them a lot earlier than Blast Shield was producing rhinos. So well played Farms. Pretty dominant victory, and also well played Blast Shield getting to the final of this Blast tournament. Hopefully more people will host these during the week and on Sunday as well. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you'll enjoy the next one, and I'll see you then.